My name is Milandra Constant, and this is my story. I'm here today to talk about mental illness. I've been diagnosed with schizophrenic, bipolar, and anxiety. I also have 3 kids that has psychotic features, which is another sign for schizophrenic, but they'll turn out to be schizophrenic when they become 16. I have a son who's autistic, with separation disorder, with ADHD, severe ADHD, and I have a daughter who has autistic traits, also ADHD, and separation disorder and mood swing disorder, but it'll turn out when she turns 16 to become bipolar. Um, it's tough. It's tough because as me as the mother, I'm fighting for me as well as for them. And people ask me, how do I do it with my mental illness, getting up, getting dressed, getting them ready, and it's not easy. And as a single parent, as a single parent raising 4 kids and 3 with mental illness, it's not easy, but I overcome it. And people ask me, how do you overcome it? I said 2 things: love and patience. Growing up, I had to be under the carpet. I couldn't be in society because I was grown. I grew up in a Haitian community, which to them, you're cursed or it's like a voodoo. So my mom never talked about it, never seek help for me. And I told myself when I get older, if I have kids and they have mental illness, that I'm going to seek help for them. I'm not going to keep it closed doors. But then I seen that I was doing what my mom did to me, to my oldest son. I kept it closed door. I didn't want to talk about it. I just felt like it didn't even exist. It's not true. A kid went in the bathroom and they saw my son he hanged himself with his coat. And the little boy called the teacher and they told the teacher, um, Prince is, you know, trying to kill himself. And then the teacher ran in the bathroom and took the jacket around his neck. And social service came in and they called me and told me I need to get him help. And that was the waking call for me to not stay quiet, don't be like my mom, and seek help for my son. So I did. He went to 3 weeks in Newark, Delaware, and a mental institution where he never slept. I never let him sleep out. He never sleep out, family members or anywhere. He's always next to me because I always keep an eye on him. And there was an incident happened in there that made him didn't want to stay anymore. Another kid slapped him. And that made me upset because I trusted them with my kid. And they didn't even have any word to say. So they told me, here's this. They didn't even, when they discharged him, they were supposed to give him some medicine to come home. They made it seem like they were more upset than I was upset. They discharged him with no medication. And it took him about 2 weeks before he see a doctor or a therapist. So he had to stay 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, without taking any medication. because they were supposed to discharge him with medicine. They never did. And when the therapist came, they asked me, did they give him medicine? I said, no, they didn't discharge me with no medicine. And I asked him, why did he try to commit suicide? He said, Mommy, I'm tired. I said, what you mean you're tired? He said, Mommy, they're talking to me. I'm tired. And then at that time, he was 8 years old, going on 9. He said he was tired. And I said, baby, Mommy's tired too, but that don't make it right to end your life. I said, when you end your life, you're being selfish to yourself, because you're going to leave Mommy crying, your sister's crying, your brother crying, and Grandma's going to cry. And that's not the easy way. And I told him, I will fight as long as you fight. I would seek for help. I will make sure you get your medication, and you'll see. And he asked me, Mommy, well, that's what really hurts. He asked me, Mommy, how long do I have to live like this? I told him, honey, for the rest of your life. And I seen the tears that came out in his eyes. As a mom, you're thinking you're supposed to make everything good, everything better. But some things as a mom, you just can't. And it hurts me a lot to see him at this young age suffering like this. And I told him he has to learn to accept it and has to learn to manage with it. This is part of you. And he said, Mommy, how old when you had it? I told him, to be honest with you, I remember 12 or 11 years old up until I was 25. I said, you're good that I catch it early and give you meds. I had to live with it up to 12, up to 25. When I was 25, that's when I had to get medicine, when I got help. He said, Mommy, is it when you almost try to kill us? I said, no. That was not me that tried it. It was a blackout. I had to tell him the odds, the consequences. If you don't take your med, this is what's going to happen. And if you do take your med, this is what's going to happen, It's not going to go away. You're still going to hear things. You're still going to see things, but it just minimized. It's lower it, But he said, but Mommy, I don't want to live with it no more. I said, honey, I can't do anything. Just take your meds and learn to manage it. As a mom, you can't say much because I don't have the answers. I'm not Superman. But I just trying to show him how to cope it. And I said, you see, when Mommy didn't take her meds, what happened? I know the battle I was going through all my life, because I didn't know what normal was. I didn't know what is real. Hearing voices, seeing things. I'm thinking that was normal for me until the point that I had enough. I was fed up. With all my kids in the car, because I didn't know. I had a blackout, and almost tried to commit suicide to end my life and my kids' life. And then social service kicked in. They took my kids for a year, and I had to fight to get medication. And that was the first time ever in my life that I got my diagnosis. I was schizophrenic, bipolar, and got anxiety. And that's when I start taking my meds, and I start feeling a little much better, but it doesn't go away. Schizophrenic never go away. There's something that I had to live with for the rest of my life. And my fear is for my kids, because there's not a lot of mental illness awareness out there for adults or kids, especially in the Haitian community. And I'm tired of them labeling me because of me having schizophrenic and my son. They found out he has schizophrenic. They put him aside. He couldn't play with other kids. And I asked myself, what future does it have for my kids? So I tell my kids, my son especially, it's not your fault. Don't blame yourself. You're gifted. You're special. And you're loved. But he always asks me, Mommy, why me? I told him I don't know. Because sometimes as a mom, you think you have the answer for everything, but you don't. So I said, I don't know. I don't know. So I just want them to have more education and more stuff for people with mental illness. And I want the system also to have awareness for us too, because we are judged wrongly. We are judged really wrongly, because all my life I had to hush. I had to be quiet. You know, my opinion don't count, or I'm just the crazy one. I don't know what to say anymore, but I just wish that they'll have more awareness, more a future. I just want a future for my kids and anyone that has kids with mental illness, or if you're battling with mental illness, you're not alone. It sucks that the system, they quick to, when they see you, you're out there, they're thinking like, oh, you're straight up criminal when you do something. It's after, they're like, oh, this person had mental illness. Why didn't they take their meds? And I had a situation that my insurance relapsed. I couldn't take my medicine for like 2 months. And it was the worst 2 months of my life. Because you can't sleep. You can't really eat. You're in a, you just, you as a person, you feel like this is not your world. You don't belong here. I try, I fight. I said, look, I need my meds. They refused to give me meds. And it took so long for the process of the insurance, because I'm on disability. Once you're on disability, if before you're on disability, Medicaid, Medicare, it has to reverse. And I wish they would do something about it when they're reversing, so we can still have our meds. Because without the meds, we can't function. And then they're quick, if you do a crime or something, they're quick to put you in jail. And it's not really who you are. Because my schizophrenic, it's like everyone's a threat to me because of my childhood of being molested, being abused. To me, when I don't take my meds, it's like everyone is a threat to me. Everyone is out there to hurt me. So they said I might have PTSD also, because there's certain touches. I don't like people touching me because it brings back the memories. And my son, I noticed that I asked him all the time was, because he's never around nobody but me. But as a parent, you can't be 100% um, protective. You don't know what's going on outside the school. I asked him, does anybody touch you somewhere, or because he has. I noticed when you touch him certain ways, it it just, he's not right. So I always ask him, did you get, he said, no, Mommy, I'm okay. I just don't like to be touched. And you can't be so 100% careful. And I asked him, look, I'm not only your mother, I'm also your best friend. If any advice that you need, I'm the closest where you can get it, because me and you are fighting the same battle. And he's like, he doesn't talk to nobody. He's very withdrawal, and it's hard to get him to open up. So I'm like, if you don't open up, how am I gonna know what's wrong with you? So it's hard. It's hard for me, you know, and then I can't work. Even if I try to work, I can work and then, I'm like the noises and you, sometimes people have to speak louder because the voices sometimes take over my hearing. So the doctor says it's best for you just to stay. Sometimes I don't want to stay home. I want to go out in the world, but at the same time, it's like I'm not ready. It's like I'm not ready for the world. It's just, I don't know what to do. I just wish that they had at least the same way they're finding cure for cancer, cure for Alzheimer's. I wish they could find a cure for schizophrenia. I think so. I think so. But again, all my life as a kid, as a Haitian community, they were telling my mom she did something that her kids are paying for. And my mom believed it and made me believe it. So I'm thinking all my life that did my mom do something that I'm paying the price for? Or did I do something is inherited, And then the doctors told me they're sorry to tell me this, but schizophrenia is inherited. So since my son has it, it's going on, it's going to go. Because I remember my mom told me my aunt, which was her sister, she committed suicide because of the voices. So it jumped to me. It's going to be a family thing. So I'm like, Lord, sometimes I regret. I love my kids, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I regret having kids because to see my kids going through a lot, especially my son. I don't know what what the outcome gonna be because right now anything I do, people look at me like I'm the cuckoo one, I'm the weird one, you know. But right now, I don't see a great future. But I wish there was more invested in mental illness, more than I could say, I see a future for him and I see a future for me. Um, like more programs because when you have the mental illness I have, you don't want to socialize with people. It takes sometimes a little trust, you know, and more programs for kids with mental illness, not just go see a therapy, go see your doctor, give you your meds, and say how you're doing. I want him to be more involved in the world because I don't know, like I can't say no one can live forever. I can't be there forever to protect him, because he has to face the world himself. And I wish they had more programs, more stuff for him so he can be out there, so he can face his fears. Because he's really scared right now. And I told him there's nothing to be scared about. He's scared because of people going to judge him, weirdo. Because one kid, I always call him a weirdo. He's just scared. So I wish they had more investment in programs with poor people with mental illness where you can, see another person with your same, corrupt. I just want more for him. And where I live at, Eastern Shore, is nothing. Nothing. I tried, they kept telling me, oh, we have one little program. It's across the bridge. How am I going to get to that program across the bridge when doctors don't really fully trust me 100% to drive because, I can be on the road, I see something, that's not really there, and I push on my brakes, or I hurry up and run and thinking that I hit somebody and I really didn't. So they think that it's best for me not to drive. There is. That's how I get around sometimes, or I make my mom or family members. But sometimes you can't really 100% depend on them, because if you have to go to, they do things on their own time, and sometimes during the day I'm fine. It's the night I'm not. It's nighttime. Like, I noticed that about my son too. During the day he can be fine. It's at night we feel like we're zombies. We stay up. We stay up. And the thing I hate about the meds, once your body get too immune to them, it don't work. So they got to give you another dose. Sometimes that dose don't even work from the get go. It's just, you know.
Tonight, Cornelius police arrested a woman who they say helped a bank robber get away. Police have now charged Milandra Constant with robbery of the Carolinas Telco Federal Credit Union. Investigators believe she made a false bomb threat at a YMCA in order to pull the officers away from the area of the robbery. Then they say she helped this person get away from the credit union on West Catawba Avenue in a white minivan last month. Police are still looking for that person. Take a good look at your screen, the one who wore the disguise and held up that bank teller.
Yeah, the story is about my brother. He robbed 16 banks. Out of 16, they can only pin him for 3. But the first one, they let him go because there was not a lot of evidence. But the other 2, the reason why they didn't have evidence for the other 2, but there was a lady that he was having an affair with. Because he was married, he was having an affair with this lady. She sold him out to get her boyfriend or her husband out of jail. Because my brother wrote her a letter asking her to be a witness for him. So they used that letter to put my brother in jail. And they trying to say that I had parts in it. I didn't have any parts in it. I was just a naive person that was taking him. He kept telling me he wants to go to a friend's house. Because every time he used my car, I get my car 2 days, 3 days later. And that makes me in a stump because I can't go to doctor appointments with my kids. Because at that time when I was living at home with my mother, we only had one car. Sometimes if I don't need it, my mom used it. So we're like, you know what, we're not letting him use our car. My mom even said it, if he asks you to go somewhere, take him, as long as we know the car come back. So I listened and I did what she said, and I did because I needed the car to take my kids to doctors, to take my kids to therapists, for me to go to my doctor, and for me to go to my therapist. So what he did was his conniving, and he used me as his getaway. He told me he was going to his friend's house to take him. So me, as innocent, I did. Waited for him, did what he had to do, came in the car, not knowing he robbed a bank, and I drove him back home. And sometimes he asked me, look, sis, let me use the car, because I remember the second one, when he asked me, let me use your car, I'll bring it to you in 30 minutes. And me and him had a big argument. I said, no, you don't know how to. I said, I just took you where you had to go. Why you need to use my car again? He said, no, I just need to use it for 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. I said, well, in 2 hours, I have doctor appointments, and you better bring my car in 30 minutes. He dropped me home and took the car. I don't know what he did in that 30 minutes. He brought it back in 45 minutes. And then he got caught. Again, told y'all the situation. And What really hurts me is the fact that family members by his wife's side, my mom, they all told me to take his plea deal. They told me because you got mental illness, they'll smack you with only 4 years in mental rehab. I'm like, no, I'm not taking anything for him. I'm not dirtying my name for him. My mom kept persisting. My sister kept persisting. I got to the point fed up and said, why don't y'all take it for him? And my mom was like, oh no, I can't do that because they know you was with him. So you said that you. I was like, they wanted to make it seem like I did it. He was just a bystander. And I was like, no. And then my lawyer went and see him because I remember he asked them to speak. He signed a letter saying that he wanted to speak to my lawyer. So my lawyer went to the jail to talk to him. He told my lawyer that if she takes the plea deal of saying that she did it, she just go off with mental rehab. My lawyer told him it don't work like that. You're the only one who can set her free. Then he stayed quiet. He told my lawyer he don't want to talk to him anymore, and he left. Prosecutor wanted to make sure that my story was right. They went and asked him, did your sister have anything to do with it? He didn't say nothing. Because he knows that he's in hot water. They know that he was here because I told him the truth. And he got mad. Family members hate me. Like his family members by his wife's side. His wife blamed me. My sister blamed me. They all wanted me to take the plea deal. But I didn't. And now I'm looking at deportation for violating my probation. Again, because of him, he was telling me that he can't sleep. He told me that he hears my dad talking to him. He hears my dad. He sees my dad. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not the only one that's schizophrenic. He's probably schizophrenic too. He just manipulating. And then he told me there's a medication that's going to come in the mail. Just bring it to him. I said, okay. I said, first of all, I said, why they don't want to give you your medicine? He lied and told me they want to see him die. I said, again, that's trying to be a hero or, I don't know, loving, or I don't know how to say it. I went, the package came to my house. I seen these little strips. I took it to him, but he didn't tell me like exactly how to bring it to him. I just, he told me, the only thing he told me, put it under my bra. I did. Once, I gave him a hug. I took it out and gave it to him. I said, here's your medicine. Make sure you take it. That's when the cops grabbed me, grabbed him, and then they told me I have to wait. And then the detective came. And then the detective was like, what did you bring? Gift to him. At first, I said, nothing, He said, I'm going to ask you one more time. What did you give to him? I said, okay. I said, look, he's sick and he needs his medication. And they're like, they can give him medicine in there. I said, no. He said that they want to see him die. And they were like, you know what you gave him? I said, no. He said, where did you get it from? I said, he made somebody mail it to my house to bring it to him. And then they told me it was Suboxone. I said, what is that? Ain't that his medicine? They said, no, it's not. It's not his medicine. Then that's when I realized it. I know people probably say it took you that long to realize he's hurting you, but that was the last straw. I'm like, this guy, he won't stop until he see me in jail or he see me hurt, So I got so tired. I said, I'm tired. I'm done. And then I went to court for violating my probation. The judge gave me another chance. And then in my chance, she put me to have no contact, speaking, looking, nothing, no contact. It didn't really sink in after 2 years because I was still saying no. I kept fighting for him. I kept saying, no, my brother is, he can't rob a bank. I was being naive too. I said, I can't. I don't believe it. And when the fact that I was a part of it made it seem like I was like, no, my brother would never put me in this predicament. He's my brother. He would never, never, And I was always being scared, watching out for the outside, but it's my own family. And then what make it hurt worse is even though till this day he's in jail, he got 49 years, my family still blaming me, telling me it's because of me he got locked up. It's because of me. And I'm like, can nothing go right with this story? I'm like, how is it me? And then now I'm facing deportation that I don't even know home. I came to America and I was 3 years old. We ran mid of the night. My mom took a boat. And then they put us in Guantanamo Bay. My dad got assassinated by the government. And they was after to kill us. And then my mom tell me that to save our lives, she had to change our names and stuff like that. She's now telling me this while I'm in this situation. So I'm living all my life thinking that I don't have a birth certificate. I don't even know who I am. I don't know no family members. The only family member I know is my mom, my sister, and my brother. I don't know aunts. I don't know uncles. I don't know cousins. It's like we're alien, a true alien. When she told me, because I always used to ask her, why come you don't have any families? She would never give me an answer. Until now, the situation, she's telling me, oh, I had to escape. I had to change my identity. And she felt like her family would be a threat if they knew where she was. I was like, okay. I said, where's my birth certificate? Because the immigration asked me for my birth certificate and I need to get a passport. So when they come for they can deport me, my mom was like, you don't have a birth certificate. I said, okay, let me go to the ambassador of Dominican Republic because you told me I was born in Dominican Republic. They looked me up. They said they don't see me. So I was like, well, since my mom has a birth certificate for Haiti, let's see if they have one for me. Went down there. They said they don't have anything for me. So I'm like, I'm getting deported for something that I didn't do because on a plea deal. And now you're telling me I don't have a birth certificate. To be honest, I don't even know if my mom is my mom. When you just don't know, you're like, so it's like everything just, for that 6 years has been hell for me. Spent all my money. It was already hard for me to keep a job anyways, but any time I do keep one, I work hard, save my money. My dream was to get me and my kids a house. All of that money spent on bail bonds, lawyers. It's just terrible. And now, seeing that I've been in America since I was 3 years old, I am 31. I'll be 32 in February. This is what I call home. I don't know home. This is my home. I have 4 kids here. I'm facing deportation. I don't have money for a lawyer because everywhere I go, they kept telling me because I was a green card holder, taking it away from a criminal offense. They can't do anything for me. I need a lawyer. And I don't know how to get it because everyone I call, they kept telling me get a lawyer. And then one lawyer told me they don't even guarantee that they will keep me in this country because of the misdemeanor or robbery, because it fell as a felony to the immigration side. So it's been tough. The last 6 years been the toughest years of my life. Son tried to commit suicide. It's just, but I'm hanging in there. I'm just hanging in there. It's like I have a little fight left. Just a little fight left. I feel like I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of fighting. But every time I look at my kids, I said I have to fight for them. Because if they deport me, who's going to be there for my kids? And then I asked myself, if they deport me, how am I going to get the proper medication, the proper health back home? That's another issue. So basically, they deport me, they're sending me to die. Because I don't know nothing. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know nothing. How am I going to get my proper medication? How? And then my kids, I'm the one who knows how to give them their meds, their doses. And me, I see when I don't take my meds what it does to me. I see it. I lived it. Let alone if I have to go back home. I don't even know what home is because I don't know. But to go back to a country that I don't know if I'm really born there, I don't know where I'm born, I don't know where I'm from. This is what I call home. This is where I grew up. Here in Eastern Shore. Spent all my life in Eastern Shore. And then to see that they're thinking to throw me away, I said, y'all just can just kill me because I'm gonna die regardless because I had a friend of mine back in 2006. His name was Sergo. He has schizophrenia. He went to Haiti. He forgot his meds in America. By the time his wife sent him the meds, he became so crazy. They just shot him. To them, they're thinking like, oh, he got voodoo on him, so they just shot and killed him. So because he was a citizen of America, he got justice. I'm not a citizen, He got justice because of the horrific of the crime, and he's a citizen. So he got justice. The police that killed him, they were sent to jail in Haiti and everything else. And then that's when they said, he has schizophrenic and his medication, he forgot it. Because schizophrenic, you have memory loss too. You have severe memory loss. It's like, I can be doing something. Just now, I forget what I was doing. I have severe memory loss. Like again, I tell you, like, you're hearing, you hear voices, you see things, you don't really function normal because you're trying to talk to the voices too, especially if they're saying negative. You're trying to talk to the voices and you're trying to make sure no one is around, especially when you take your meds, you're talking to the voices and you're looking at who's not looking at you, thinking that you're crazy. So it's an uphill battle. I gotta fight this, and I have to fight court system, and now I have to fight immigration. Just fight. It's like all my life I just kept fighting and fighting and fighting. I never knew this is how my life would be. I never knew it. remember when I first contact you?
Yeah.
I was doing weekends because when I violate my probation, they gave me 45 weekends. I would have been done in March weekends. What happened? My son had asthma attack. 'Cause he has really bad asthma. My second son with the autistic, and I was heading for the weekend jail. He started having the asthma attack. It's so, I don't get this. It's so cruel. There was like, you have to do weekends. I said, well, I don't mind y'all put me in the jail for whatever time y'all want me to put me in. But at the end of the day, I'm a single parent.
Yeah.
My son has asthma attack. If he dies, I want him to die on my arms.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all. So they put a PP out for me for my arrest. And then I called my lawyer, my public defender lawyer. He was like, you know what? Let me get a paper signed by the judge and to tell them. Then the judge wasn't there. So the magistrate was like, look, if your son got an asthma attack, you do what you got to do, but we're still going to put a PP out for you for not showing for the weekend. I said, okay, because I did all, because they kept telling me, I called one place, they tell me call the other told me call the jail told me no, they don't have nothing to do with it, call the magistrate. I'm like, so I called the lawyer, I said, look, I'm at this point, I really don't care what y'all do. Once my son get, situated, if y'all want to come arrest me in the hospital, y'all can arrest me in the hospital. And then one of them got a smart mouth, she's like, we might just do that. I said, I don't care. I really don't care. So I went and bring all the documents of proof that my son had asthma. So he started having it Friday in school. School called me and told me to come and pick him up. And when I was picking him up, his eyes start rolling. So you already know he's just out there. So they was like, you gonna call the ambulance? I said, let me give him the shot of his inhaler, and it'll open his airway a little bit, because the hospital's like literally 2 minutes. So when I ran, it was like, what is wrong with him? I said, he's having an asthma attack. And then they start caring for him, and I'm just, while they're in the room, pumping him and everything, I'm on the phone. Like, it took literally 45 minutes for me to hang up, call this other person, hang up. And then they're like, and then the magistrate was like, look, tell her, take care of her son, just bring the documents, and then we'll go to court. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm thinking like, okay, I did all my week. I go every weekend. Just that little one weekend, my son incident, you're thinking that, you know what I mean? And I went to court that Wednesday. The judge was acting like he's just like, you know what? I'm getting tired of sick and seeing you. I'm like, first of all, you only saw me for one incident, was when I did the Suboxone. I have to keep going to court. I said, you never see me here. And he was like, so what, why are you here? And then my lawyer's like, yeah, we need to, if you're gonna, forgive her for not going this weekend, or you're gonna add to her 45. And I don't know what happened. And then they modified my sentence, and I had to have a foot monitor for 1 month and 8 days in my legs. And I'm like, Lord, look what, it's like, and then that's when immigration came, saying that because I violate my probation, that I'm on removal to the country. I was like, but they told me, this is what the first incident of the bank robbery, they told me it's a misdemeanor. It doesn't count. It's not a felony. So they're like, well, you must read the wrong paper because it has robbery, misdemeanor, felony rep. I'm like, this is, it's like, I'm like, so I took a plea deal of a lie. And I asked them, is it going to affect my immigration status? My lawyer told me it's not going to affect my immigration status because it's a misdemeanor. So I was like, okay. They wanted to take it to trial. I was so scared because, my lawyer was like, take the plea deal. Because I wanted to take it to trial because I'm like, there's not enough evidence on me. And my lawyer kept persisting me. It's just for him to just finish with me and get it over with, I said, I wanted to take it to trial. He said, oh, they're going to give you 30 years. They're going to give you 15 years. And he said, how much do you love your kids? I said, I love them so much because I said, if I just spent one night in jail, it's a chaos. Imagine 10, 15 years. And, you know, my son is battling with a lot of mental illness with himself and my kids. I said, all right, I just take the plea deal. Then when I signed for it, I can't take it back. It's already, you know, I'm like, what did I sign up for? You know? And he kept saying, the only person that caused you to be in this situation is your brother, and you really got a good deal. I didn't, because now immigration's after me. I called him. He told me there's nothing he can do about it. But I said, before I sign, sign this plea deal, I asked you, what is going to affect my immigration status? You told me no, because it's a misdemeanor. And then now immigration's telling me it falls on their book of whatever. So now they're looking at to deport me because of the bank robbery. 16 of them. They tried to tell me if I tell them about all 16, I go away free. I said, I don't know nothing about them. I really don't know nothing. All I know is I was giving him a ride. He told me he wants to see his friend, and I took him to his friend. I sat in front of the house, smoking a cigarette, dropping his cigarettes on the floor, and he doing his little dirt. I don't know. And then they threatened me for my kids. They took pictures. I don't know where they took these pictures from. Was placking them on my face. And they're like, how much do you love your kids? I said, I love them dearly. So if you just say, if you love your kids dearly, you tell us what you know. I said, there's nothing. What you want me to do, lie? I said, I thought you guys told me the truth should set me free. They're like, oh, wherever you heard that. This is what they said. Wherever you heard is full of bullshit crap. I know you know more that you're pretending to know. I said, I don't know. I really don't. They're like, well, if you want to see your kids, you got to tell us. So I was like, I was tired. 6 hours interrogate. And then I was like, on my third hour, remember, I was like, I need my medication because right now, I just can't focus. They're like, you don't need no medication. I was like, yes, I do. They gave me my medication while I was in the jail. 3 weeks while I was in detained, they finally gave me my medication. And I couldn't function. And then they kept coming in and out, in and out, in and out, interrogating me still. Even though they know I was not on my medication. I said, please, I need my medication. I haven't slept since I've been here. I haven't slept. They didn't care. They didn't care. So I had to stay awake and try to see if, I had to put my ears in just the voices and the vision. I'm like, and then when I told one of the girl, there was a one guard, I won't say her name because she was a friend of mine. She was like, you look like you're panicking. I said, look, help me, please. She's like, what's wrong? I said, I'm schizophrenic and bipolar anxiety, and I'm hearing a lot of voices, and I don't want to hurt anyone because I had a roommate. And I say, I feel like she's like invading my privacy in here. And she ran and asked for the mental department. They went and see me, and they told me how long I've been here, and I told them. And they're like, did you tell them that you got mental illness? I said, I did. They didn't care. They just threw me in they're like, they were supposed to put you on suicide watch. Then they took me out of general population and then put me on suicide watch. And I had to wait for like 2 days until I got the medicine, but the medicine that gave me is not as strong as what I get out there. It's like light, but I was so far along without my meds. Their medicine didn't really do anything for me. So I called my mom. I was like, Mom, please get me out of here. Just get me out of here. And my mom got me out. And then I ran to my clinic where I go get my meds, my doctor, my therapy. And then they gave me my medicine and everything. So right now, in the process of getting my green card taken away, facing deportation, loss of my benefits, my Medicaid, my Social Security, disability, and possibly custody of my kids because the father was facing since the get-go to get my kids from me, but the judge kept telling him no because she sees that I love my kids and I'm always there, my kids' appointments. And the judge asked him a question once, and the judge was like, "You're not fitable right now to have the kids, but if I get deported, that's a free ticket for him to get my kids." The judge asked him, "What size does each of the kids wear?" He couldn't answer it. The judge then asked him, "What do you know about your kid?" He couldn't answer it. But the judge then said, "I'm not granting you the kids because she knows everything about the kids than you do." So the judge let me, free with my kids. And another thing I'm facing, my brother is appealing his case. And since I was the co-defendant, my lawyer told me that they might subpoena me. But I don't want to relive what he put me through. And the best outcome out of all this, to me, is always a light under the tunnel, and the fact that I'm still here with my kids and I'm sitting here to tell my story. That's the best outcome that I see in out of all this. Currently working on a book. The book is going to be called Hush. It's something about a story about my life, all of this, but more details about it. It's coming out soon.